Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to FF14 Heavensward. Last time, we met Gabu, a poor little kobold who just wanted to save his family. Gotta say, this is probably one of the more heartbreaking stories. Although he did get to fight Titan again, that was fun. Anyway, Alphina seems to have our next quest. Beneath a star-filled sky. There is naught to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bjorn of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad for the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Yeah, you should probably stay here with the sister. She's, a little inconsolable. Gabu right now is suffering from what looks to be a partial tempering from his inadvertent summoning of Titan. And yeah, let's just say that emotional connection will linger for a while. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. Yeah, I was just kicking Titan's ass again. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal. And ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend or one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Oh wow, I'm actually gonna do it? Okay. I did not expect to actually have time to just relax and celebrate, such as it is. Of course, Alice is probably still with Gabu. Yep, there she goes. Yeah. And off I go to deal with her.
Who goes there?
Oh, actual voice acting. It's just me, Alice.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas.
Mm-hmm. Want to talk about it?
So quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever.
Don't worry about it.
I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness.
Yeah, Eorzeans can be a handful.
I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family. Than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way.
I wonder if this scene would be different if we hadn't gone through the coil.
My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand.
Can't save everyone, I'll say.
There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing.
Some wise words there.
We have to try, do we not?
Exactly.
Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the Warriors of Darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
What, me? Talk? Surely you jest. What do we got? I traveled far and wide with 2 companions, Estenian and Ysael, who were under some rather unique circumstances. I had the pleasure to fight alongside Sir Emmerich. When Alphino and I came at last to the Ravania, I'm not going to talk about Alphino. I mean, I heard it hurts to talk about Ysael, but I feel like this is important. I get it's probably just me how I start this.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk.
yeah, they were.
I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
I don't know, Estinian's pretty goddamn stubborn.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
Bro's watching out for her. Uh-oh. Do we have a meanwhile? I believe we do. Oh.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the mother?
Wow. You're not even bothering to hide it anymore, game, are you?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
Thank goodness.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
That's maddeningly vague.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Man, this guy, you gotta feel for him. Like, he's doing everything he can to save his world, because this is literally what he thinks is the only thing he could possibly do.
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the SCIONS' thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Wow.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Oh yeah, let's just hint to this. Like, if you haven't figured out who's behind the mask, I apologize, because I might end up spoiling
Pray do
it
not
here.
mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the SCIONS alone.
Yes.
With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
Oh shit.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
Mm-hmm.
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence.
Wow.
The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Wow. Dude, seriously, just give it all away, why don't you?
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
Oh, sure you will.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands?
Wow, Uranche. And yeah, it's obvious. It's very obvious that this is Uranche. I apologize if I'm spoiling this for you, but it is so blatantly obvious who this is.
Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness.
And while it's obvious who he is, why he's doing this at the moment is still a mystery.
Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Yeah, more confirmation, you know, bringing up the old flame there. Sounds like we're headed straight for a big old clash with the Warriors of Darkness. All right, Alphino, what's the story? But ho, Dekumon. I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Ishtola via link pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgarian seals. It would seem that the summon in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we still have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with this guardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Uranche another... Wait, where's Alice? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Oh, shit. Ugh, god dang it. Alice! Where are you? The search radius is not big, thankfully, but, is that them? Yep, there they are. What in the world are you thinking, Alice? Ah, let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? Yeah, but your brother's worried about you. My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? See, even Alphino's worried about Gabu. Brother, Commander Bowden, something tells me you are not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about, with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness. He's still in there. I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance. Until he comes back to us. Until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to... And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger. the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much that your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never ever forget. Come along, little one. Oh wow, he actually speaking.
I will remember them. And you, Alice. Thank you.
Oh, he is still in there. Barely. But he's still in there. Still fighting. Oh damn, man, that's actually trying to make me tear up just a bit. Dang.
Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning.
Alright, I guess we're gonna go chase down Urange now. Oh, wow, you're actually here. I was not expecting that. We have heard the glad tidings from Ogomro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Lominsa may rest easy.
I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice.
Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garen oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. And? Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture. One of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity.
7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain.
Aye, all is as my lady Minfilius spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none.
Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die?
In essence, aye. The first speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the matter the Warrior of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such at least is their belief, I surmise.
If that is true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice.
Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. 'Twould seem that several sizable shipments of crystal have been delivered into the hands of certain Ala Mhigan parties.
Ala Mhigans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes?
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and lest thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the SCIONS did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Rulgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that the Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Elaine Relial's network of spies.
Surely you jest. And yet, it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the SCIONS, assuming they even know, or care, who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Dekumon, Alice, will you come with me to Little Ala Mhigo?
Well, of course I am. Alice is still giving Uranjay the stink eye, though.
Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand.
May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. You do not have Alice fooled, Uranjay. And I don't really think you have me fooled either. Hello. Oh wow, Thancred. Alphino, Alice, Dekumon, are you three listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes.
Then you have them, and the crystals too.
What few remained, aye. Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Ala Mhigo, we are told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Ain't that convenient? Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way.
As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago.
There I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Wait a moment, there's more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Elaine Rolisle, the infamous Ivy herself. We already know.
Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information?
About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Ishtola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first?
No, there isn't.
Alice's got this sucker pretty well figured out. Okay, wow. Yeah, how did Uranjay know? How indeed did he know?
What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Uranjay's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levior estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later though, Little Ala Mhigo awaits.
Yes, it does. There's a location I haven't been in a good long while.
I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Uranjay? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, Dekumon. If anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I am prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence.
Interesting thought. You know, for all I know, Thancred's already here. We are a little laggy today. Uh-oh. I recognize that picture and I know where this questline's about to start headed.
So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Ala Mhigan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of this settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders.
I don't know if we entirely qualify as an outsider. We have helped them out multiple times, but sure.
It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Dekumon, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alice and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings.
So the eastern part of town, huh? I need to find 3 residents of Little Ala Mhigo. Oh my goodness, we are lagging. Our network is not happy with me today. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Ala Mhigan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Uldans to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. The Griffin, you say? That's a name I'm unfamiliar with. I see you there, going around asking questions. Looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of Little Ala Mhigo these days. Folks wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Guardians, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Interesting. So, we know there's a character called the Griffin. We know he wears a mask. And apparently he's recruiting. Not much else to go on, unfortunately. The Resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if I'd be any use to them. Oh, God. You set store by all these tales of secret weapons. Good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Well, he's not much for conversation. Okay, that is everyone, which means I just need to work my way back to the twins. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin, right? This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is neither channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leadership to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about. Given that you and Gundobald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? That is true. Like I said, I have helped these guys out multiple times, so I don't know, maybe they'll be a little more amenable to talking to me. Then again, that might also require me to remember this guy's voice and hey, that's a scythe. The Reaper class isn't out yet. Oh, it's a Dragoon Lance. Got me all excited for a second. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Dekumon, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Need to find the Griffin. The Griffin? I know of him, as do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first glance, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. Sounds like a good call there. Oh, hey, Alphino. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. So to Karn. Rendezvous with Alphino at the Sunken Temple of Karn. I can do that easily. Haven't been by Karn in a long time. Alright, let's see what we're up with. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. Wait, they're inside Karn? That's incredibly dangerous. The last 2 times I was here, things have tried to kill me right off the get-go. Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool outfit, I'll give him that.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Ala Mhigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same.
Huh. So, most likely an Ala Mhigo native. That voice sounds so familiar too.
We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains.
I mean, then again, it could easily just be a voice actor change for a character we've already seen, or change to a voice actor we had. You never know.
We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home.
Oof.
We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Ala Mhigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful.
Oh dear.
You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight.
Well, I'll grant you the Eorzean Alliance is pretty damn slow to get stuff done, and if you're talking about just the Uldans, yeah, they are mostly in it for the profit, especially the Syndicate. But, you know, give them time, they might actually stir themselves to deal with this. They've had plenty of other problems to deal with first.
They have imprisoned us, they have enslaved us, and they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands.
Is it just me, or is he kind of getting a slight Scottish accent? I mean, very slight.
This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Ala Mhigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
Well, he's persuasive, I'll give him that. I see these recruitment drives going well.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that.
No kidding.
Wait, is that...
Well, it's about bloody time you two showed up.
What are you two doing here?
Well, we weren't looking for you, but I'll take happy coincidence.
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might
Lovely.
I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
Ah, you've got your suspicions about him too.
but strength of heart.
Seriously, where have you two been?
Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you! Though it was pretty obvious you and Dekumon would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the SCIONS, divided as they were and distressed by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believed that, forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time?
I need a better Papiamo voice here. God, I need to really work on this one.
Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Ala Mhigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned that the SCIONS' exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties within the Crystal Baves, and that General Raubon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it.
Nope. Never did.
To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs.
Really?
The Griffin mistrusts the SCIONS or the Seventh Dawn?
Interesting.
Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. Ah, I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks.
Girl, seriously. Everyone's giving you a wide stare with that one.
What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one. And mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the... For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin?
Actually trying to track down a shipment of crystals here.
Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin... Well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks may have made many such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster. But in the context of the shipments of when you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal.
Yeah, a primal of Ralgar. That sounds terrifying.
Whatever it is, we'll find out together. And if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us.
Oh, come on. Seriously. How could you even think that? You are SCIONS, same as us. Really, Papiamo. Honorable heroes.
If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon Primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates, and while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the master plan in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphino will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements, and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade, until we have him cornered at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Talbot, and have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions?
Not really, just a little worried when I lose my good gear.
It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Dekumon, let us be off.
Disguise quest, huh? Deliver the sack of gil to Talbo. Oh, you. Right, I remember you.
Eh? You want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it.
Dude, take the money.
Well, you're the ones with the gil, and seeing as your friends are Papiamo. There, tunic and slops for the both of you, tailored and treated to your tastes. Now off with you, before someone sees us together. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change, and see you at the spot Papiamo marked on our maps.
Oh dear. While wearing the weathered shepherd's tunic and slops, speak with Alphino at the correct location. I'm assuming they're just tops and bottoms, right?
Yep.
Well, they're not terrible, but they're definitely not great. And they are very hard on the old gear score. There's my exit. I see someone else is on this quest line. Wow, Alphino, that look does not suit you. Jesus.
Well, look at us. A pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now, we play the waiting game.
The waiting game, indeed. Ah, that's a lot of bodies.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
Yeah, of a sort.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal.
Wow, Alpha, I'll just go right out and say it.
Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Nope, don't even try it.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot.
Yeah, we're not exactly subtle.
You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals.
Yeah, why? Well?
You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Ala Mhigan liberation.
Dude, that's not any better!
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad?
Criminelli, am I have to fight Ifrit now?
When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Ala Mhigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes.
I see his title's even changed to the False Griffin now.
It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Ala Mhigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What, like dooming the world? That's a good idea. Punch him, Ida.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god.
Now, for Christ's sake. Ida, punch him, please.
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Oh, that's good.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
Dude, it's not hard to tell me out. I mean, I'm the only one not talking.
Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Oh. Mayhaps I have met you.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
You might be when you're trying to get Ifrit summoned.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
Uh-huh.
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Ala Mhigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences.
Mm-hmm.
You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you two need to go chase down that Emulger crystal cache. Not sure what we're gonna be doing, though. Besides getting out of these ugly-ass clothes. Speaking of, can I please give me my recommended back? Thank you. Ah, so much better. That crap we were wearing was ugly as crud.
Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Ah, forgive me. You cannot be expected to recall every name and face. And besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand, and always keep moving forward. So, let us keep moving forward together, Dekumon. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time to be looking back.
Mm-hmm. Take the silver pieces. And, oh no. Okay, no. It's probably a good spot to stop, just because I have a feeling that quest is going to run rather long. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean adventures. And, I don't know, maybe I'll actually get around to Returnal Part 2 tomorrow if I can. You know, fingers crossed, here's hoping. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.